All right, Warrior Dad Nation, what's up? TJ here, head coach at Warrior Dad. I want to bring you a quick, short little video focusing on how to do cable flies if you've had shoulder injuries or if you're having shoulder pain. Okay, what's up, Warrior Dad Nation? Let's jump right into this. I literally just started barely getting warmed up. Let me show you a couple of quick tips. So if you've got shoulder pain, whether it's up in here, it's more on the outside, or if it gets sore in here, even if you do push-ups, those types of shoulder injuries, where even it gets just a little sore in here, you're doing push-ups and things like that. There's a lot of different things that go into fixing that. You can work around that. It is repairable. I'm living proof. And I help guys with this all the time. And a lot of it is just knowing the right things to do, and it takes a sequence of a few other things. But today I want to focus on how to do cable flies so that you can push blood into those muscles. Help get those tendons some blood and some oxygen and some nutrients. Because when you don't train them at all, and you just give up on training them, then it sort of petrifies in the injury. As opposed to you start exercising it in a healthy and careful and proper manner, then you're bringing blood and you're bringing nutrients in, and you're bringing those things that can revitalize those tissues, start to even break up the scar tissue a little bit just from the use. And it stimulates some different things called synovial capsule fluid and all these different little processes inside the muscles that helps them work and unstiffen. And then you can go and get a deep tissue massage, help break some of it up, and then keep working out. And there's all these different protocols. But one of the key things is, even if you have just a little bit now, what do you do? Can you do cable flies? Because cable flies are not only a good end of the workout movement, the finishing movement, they're also a good warming. Start really, really light. I'm going to show you the form that I use, and I'm going to holler a few tips at you here real quick. So let's get to the point. So one of the things is if you can get the ones where they're adjustable up and down, that's the best. If you have to use the ones where they're a little far apart and they only adjust up and down, then maybe bring them down a little bit if you have shoulder pain. And then grab with your strong side. Usually have one side that's okay. Grab with that side, and don't grab where you're reaching back. Get behind it so that you're reaching more forward and get that other one. And then go over and get that other one, and then walk into the tension so you cannot let those shoulders get hyperextended and pulled back in an even worse position, straining that already injured and sensitive area. So let me demonstrate. So this is my good side, and this is the side that I damaged years ago. I'm 50, so I don't know how many years ago now, 20-something years ago. And for a while, it kept me out of the gym before I had unlocked all these secrets and worked with a specialist and educated myself and worked through some major barriers. So I want to bring that information to help you guys break your barriers. So the strong side first. Always start hiking, okay? Start with your strong side first and stay back. Get the other one. Get it into a position where it's not straining that shoulder, and then walk out to put the tension on it. Maybe I'll even show you a couple different camera angles. And keep those elbows bent. Don't flare them out, and don't reach them back too far. Keep them controlled and in front of you. You want to expand that chest and use those muscles, but you don't want to put it under undue strain. And don't go too heavy. This is really light, but I want to just send some blood into there for me too, before I start putting on a little bit of weight. And you can go, I'll show different camera angles here in a minute. You can go 1 foot forward, you can go 2 feet next to each other. Interesting observation biomechanically, technically having both feet together and then leading out at a 30-degree angle is one of the best biomechanical positions. Because if you have 1 foot in front, it's tilting your pelvis and which tilts the rest of the bones in your skeletal structure. So technically one side is further back than the other. Feet even, then your shoulders are biomechanically, and your whole structure is going to be more biomechanically even. Make sense? And then when you go to put them away, put away your weak side first. So go and drop your weak side first, and don't go like this and let it pull you back. Walk back, ease, take the tension off the cables before when you get it and when you put it back. Take the tension off the cables first, as much as you can. Now I'm going to do it again. I'm going to talk you through a few of the body positioning aspects of it. I'll do a few with the cables, and then I'm going to put the cables away. I'm going to do a few where I can just talk to you more and show you with my arms. But let's go ahead and jump in here. Strong side first. Stay back. Weak side. Get under it. Now, I want to come down like I'm doing a most muscular pose, like if you see a bodybuilder doing a most muscular pose. Almost lift up. Chest out, back is arched, like I showed you in that side position. Chest is out, back is arched, shoulders are down. I don't want to bring my shoulders up like this. I don't want to punch them in like that. Okay? Because that's going to impinge on the shoulder, on those tendons that are cutting through the bones up here, the clavicle, and all the different bones here in the shoulder structure. There's a lot of complicated muscles and tendons and things tying in there. Your bicep ties in there, your pecs, all kinds of stuff. Shoulders down, chest out, arch your back, and then lean forward. And then there's one subtle little thing. You can do some sets where you just sort of come straight in like this, and you can do some sets where you arch up at the end a little bit. Those are really good because they'll fire up the top middle part here. I haven't put a lot of weight on here yet, but this is still a warm-up weight. You don't need to do a lot of weight with these. Okay? Always going back, taking the tension off, and then dumping the weight. And then what you can do, and feel it out, everybody's shoulders a little bit different. So I'll do a couple of sets. I'll do my warm-up sets, and then I'll do a couple of working sets high, a couple of working sets in the middle, and a couple of working sets low, so that you hit all the different angles. If one of those angles doesn't feel right, change it a little bit. If that doesn't feel right, go back up a little bit. If it's really sensitive, usually then your angle should be less. You know, like here, here, and here with the arms. Or if they're adjustable ones, then up high, if that feels a little bad on that joint, lower them down a couple notches. Try it again. If that feels a little bad, lower it down a couple notches, and then look for that sweet spot where you can put your shoulders down, arch that back, put that chest out. You know, I'm gonna get to the point here where I'm gonna have them down about here, and I'll lift them up. As a matter of fact, if you want, just turn the camera back on. I'm gonna show you another angle here really quick. I'm still using a light warm-up weight just for the instructional purposes of this, and then I'm gonna dive deep into my chest workout before I go pick up my son. Because that's one of the best parts. Go and pick up my son and we get to wrestle and play catch and do all kinds of great stuff. I'm not out of breath anymore. You don't have to be out of breath. You don't have to have that giant belly. And it's kind of embarrassing, and yeah, it's a long story, but I'm not gonna get into all of that, but let's do this real quick. Let me show you what's happening. Great, on side first. And then right next to that, you get it in front of you before you even put any tension on it, so that you're rocking into the tension. So now the arms are about midway. I've adjusted them midway. Same thing, and kind of lift up at the end. Lift up and squeeze that chest at the end. And see how my elbows are bent, but in a fixed, I'm not flaring them out too far. I'm opening up that just like I'm hugging a tree. Boom, I'm hugging a tree. Boom, I'm hugging a tree. Lift up a little bit at the end. Lift at the end. Lift at the end. Lift at the end. Put away. Weak side first, strong side second. Every once in a while I mess up on that too. I used to be really, really careful on it because my injury used to be way worse. Now I barely notice my injury, but I'm also always conscious of it. Last position is having them down low. And you can make subtle tweaks because there's several different notches. So you can find if a certain notch going too low irritates your shoulder, bump it up a little bit. If that's, you know, and just make those little adjustments. The same thing on the higher position. If it's on the highest position, if that causes a little bit of a twinge in your shoulder, then just stop, put the weight away for a second, adjust it, and then get back into it. And start light and then work your way up. And never, you don't have to go too heavy on these because that'll put too much strain on it in the first place. You can warm up with these, or you can use this as a finishing movement. I found that they are great to warm up with. And there's an additional stretch that I'm going to show you. So let's do this. And after this, I'm going to show you an important stretch that'll help loosen up that shoulder capsule before I start going and doing my incline dumbbell presses and all the rest of my chest workout. Let me show you this one more quick position. Always grabbing the strong side first, then the weak side, and then walking into the tension, not standing out here and reaching back and having to yank it forward, but then you're yanking it through a bad position. Scoop it up. Scooping it up, squeezing at the top. And still keeping those elbows slightly bent. Squeeze at the top, slow on the down. Squeeze at the top, slow on the down. Now I'm going to show you a stretch really quick. Now to finish, some gyms will have those kind of rubber, those bars with the little knobby things on the end, and they have just weigh different amounts. You pick the lightest one of those to do that, or in a pinch, you grab a pull down bar and do this stretch. Let me show you real quick. So do it on both shoulders, especially focus on the injured shoulder, but still do it bilateral. Do it on both shoulders. I'll show you from a couple positions. In this position, you're going to let this angle out, give you a little bit better angle. I'm going to let this other angle out. I'm going to go down and out. So I'm going to kind of push this out and pull down and let it. So this ties into the shoulder cavity. It helps open it up right now. I go like that. And then I can slightly just bring it over a little bit. And then you really feel it when you do that. Show you from this angle, like this, down. Hold it there for 45 seconds or what have you, and then shift it over a little bit. And then you can kind of lean into it too. It starts to loosen up. And then the other arm. Spend a little extra time on the injured side if you want to. And then this isn't the end of it though. So then, now that you've stretched it, now you take this behind you and you push your shoulder down, chest out, arch your back a little bit. And that helps open up the space between the bones and your shoulder structure there. It's not just a clavicle, but I'm not going to go into the names of all the different bones that come together right there. But help open up those structures that when they're forward, they pinch, and all the different tendons and muscles that go through those openings that are inflamed and injured, they can breathe a little bit, and they can relax a little bit. Boom. So you start with warm up with your flies on chest day, and then do this stretch, and now you can go into your workout with a healthy shoulder structure and some blood flow in there, ready to hit it hard. All right, so that's today's Warrior Dad today. Hope you guys are fantastic. If you're loving the content I'm bringing you, I know it's new and now we're making it much more professional. I'm stoked about that. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow us on our Facebook page at warriordadnation, and look forward to seeing you on the next video. Whatever videos you want to see next, some questions that you have, or a topic you want me to cover, or a myth that's out there that you want me to bust. We're advocates for the truth. Put that in the comments below, and we'll make sure to get those questions answered for you. PJ, Warrior Dad, signing off.